Hey, it's Nyla. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you haven't met me yet, I am a full-time working mom of one baby girl, and I like to talk about all things design, specifically focusing on the home and how it impacts our well-being. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a declutter of my balcony, which is long overdue. And I also want to talk about all of the benefits of having a clean and organized outdoor space, especially as we're heading into the winter months. So my balcony started to act kind of like a catch-all for everything that I did not have a place for. It's also a collection of different things that I guess I was probably building up since I moved into this space. I also use my balcony to do different things like DIY projects. I have some other items stored out here. And a lot of things started to go bad over time, with things like the weather having an impact on the things that were out here. So the first thing I did was kind of just assess the space out here. I kind of tried to take note, even though things were all kind of piled up on top of each other. I just tried to take note of what I had out here and things that I would be keeping as opposed to not keeping. A big part of that was actually throwing items away first. So things that I knew I wasn't keeping and I knew was going to the trash, that was probably the easiest thing for me to do because I could just bag that up and set it aside. Now, I was also looking at things that I could potentially donate, items that no longer served me, that could serve somebody else, that didn't get ruined by the weather. My end goal for this project is essentially to create a very peaceful and calm environment. In doing so, essentially what you're doing is you are enhancing your connection with nature, especially in times when you just need, like, to take a second, whether you're working from home or, you're just having a long day, anything like that, that you're stuck inside and can't really go out for a walk. To me, it's really important to have access to a very peaceful and calm environment that reconnects me with nature by being able to just step outside. So essentially, that's the environment that I really wanted to create here. And as I'm looking through this, I'm realizing all of the very, very gross things that I had to deal with. Yeah, you'll see a couple times where I'm like hesitating because things just got really gooky and yucky out here. And for some reason, I was doing this with no gloves. Don't ask me how or why, that's just how it happened. So another really important benefit of decluttering your balcony is that you can increase the natural light and fresh airflow. Natural light is extremely limited in the wintertime, and oftentimes with women, our vitamin D levels are low, and that can also be linked, to seasonal depression. So for me, it's really important to have access to natural light, and I am more inclined to, open my balcony, keep the screen door closed, and open the door up and let the light shine through, open up my curtains, let the light come through so that I can actually have that access to, the light and fresh airflow.
Everything out in here?
So at one point, it got way too gross, and I had to ask my boyfriend to come and get some of the heavier, more gross objects that were in here, which was essentially some of the items from my last balcony. I had never gotten around to setting this space up, but my intention was to set this space up exactly as I'm planning to set it up now, but I didn't get around to it. So leaving this stuff outside, it got like I said, really gunky and like just destroyed from the weather. So there were some items out here that I did decide to keep. Um, Specifically for things like different projects that I'm working on. I'm really big on removable wallpaper and some of the other things, projects that I like to work on, like some of my DIY projects. I do use that a lot. I think it's a great tool for a quick, sometimes temporary fix, especially like in apartments or things where you don't want it to be permanent. So like I said, I did keep a couple of the items that were out here as I do plan to use it for the future. And it's really important to have a proper system for organizing. That way, it'll help you to maximize the space, especially when you're working with limited space. So, some other things like scrap wood and things like that, I'm really hoping I'll be able to utilize for projects in the future. I do want to find proper storage solutions for those items because everything has a place and everything in its place, and that's how you typically keep things very organized. So, another huge benefit of decluttering your balcony, as you know, we head into the winter months, is just an extreme sense of less stress and less anxiety. I know for me personally, if I have a cluttered space, it's really hard for me to, it's very hard for me to think clearly when I know in the back of my head I have a space that needs to be clean and organized. I know that it's constantly at the forefront of my mind that there's things that I need to fix and that there's things that I need to clean up and organize. Another thing that I noticed as I started to declutter my balcony and it got cleaner and cleaner, is that it significantly improved my mood. And what that does is it helps to foster an environment for creativity and productivity as I was getting rid of a ton of old items, things that were things that were messy, things that no longer served me. It started to immediately open me up to the idea of how I could reorganize my space and create the ideal outdoor space that I was looking for. I started to think of different elements that I could add to make the space cozy, especially in the wintertime, to make it a space that was very appealing. So, one of the challenges that I foresee coming in the future is with this piano, so this is actually my sister's piano. And in order to make room inside, I ended up moving this piano outdoors, which I was reading up about pianos and they really shouldn't be outside, but this one held up actually pretty well and we've kept it covered. So I really do want to try to figure out a way to incorporate this piano on the balcony, at least for now, until it has a home. And that is actually going to be a really fun design challenge, but one that I am up for. So, you can't really tell from the video, but I was taking bags and bags and bags and bags of trash from this balcony. And it kind of amazes me that I was actually able to declutter and throw out so many items. But it makes sense because my balcony was always cluttered, always had, because of the state of my balcony and how cluttered it was, I was never out there. So, in the couple years that I've been here, it makes sense that I was throwing out so many items because I was obviously not using them if they were just out on the balcony. So until I do actually come up with a storage system for some of the items that I kept, I did end up storing them behind this blanket. So being able to hide items under the blanket covering the piano was extremely helpful for now until I create an outdoor space. Okay, so that is it for now. I really hope that you found this video helpful and that you can create an outdoor space of your own that will also help to reduce stress for you, improve your mood, give you a sense of clarity. If you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. And if you like me, make sure to subscribe. I post videos every single Thursday. And I'll see you next time. Bye.